The following video is an encapsulation of everything wrong with today's post-capitalistic, financialized society.
This deadline that President Trump has set, 8 p.m., has threatened to destroy a civilization. How does an investor process that? Is it a bigger upside risk or downside risk?
So this TV pundit is speculating as to what kind of movements can be made, what kind of bets can be made, what kind of benefits there are with regards to the blowback from a nuclear holocaust, which is what Trump was literally threatening a couple of days ago. And the depravity and the cold-facedness of it, the fact that, she's not considering the millions of people that would be on the other side of this, and instead speculating as to what kind of how this will affect the stock portfolio of the viewers. Now, this is not a surprise to me. I mean, this is the callousness of kind of a not even a Western supremacist, although Western supremacy is a big part to play, but it's more so a kind of an expression of kind of how it's markets, how money, capitalism, how self-interest plays a part in today's hyper financialized, hyper capitalistic society, and kind of have a disconnect from the externalities, the kind of the effect of your actions, on real life kind of phenomenon, real life circumstances. When we see wars kind of unfold, know that there is an underlying premise to it. There's something always, there's an elephant always in the room, is that there are people benefiting from it. And these people are not discussed in the media. These people are not front and center, but these people are calling some of the shots, or a large number of the shots. Just look at why people, why a nation like Israel is still a belligerent, violent ethno-state, because there are players in the game that are benefiting from it financially. You can just look at the stop certain military companies that are increasing the value of their stock exponentially. Just Elbit System is one of them, and it just, again, the kind of the moral arguments that are used to justify war. We must free those people, bring democracy to those countries. That is all a very flimsy pretext, a very flimsy form of propaganda that was used, in the lead up to the Iraq War, and then during the Iraq War, and even some people right now are still justifying what happened with regards to 1 million Iraqis being killed in the illegal invasion of Iraq. But ultimately, it's all cover for the financial gains that were made, that are still being made. Just the oil profits alone, are kind of like, still, the oil profits alone are still, increasing, and they're in millions, if not billions, if not even trillions. But anyways, I digress. If you want to know why our society is built in a certain way, why our healthcare system is degrading, or in America, the healthcare system is heavily privatized, or, the basic needs of everyone, for the vast majority of people, are not being met, it's because the system is not designed to be, life-centric. It's not pro-life. It's pro-corporate greed, pro-individualistic greed for certain individuals in society. And these people are more likely than not to have psychopathic tendencies. And this is aided and abetted by our current financial system, where we are kind of like blinkered from the effects of our actions, or the markets are blinkered from the effects of the markets on, on actual living, breathing human beings. Blood is being spilled to benefit certain people and benefit certain, corporations. And one must not lose sight of that. We must realize that reason why society doesn't actually work in the benefit of you, or that society is not in the benefit of the working class. Instead, you have right-wing populist wannabes like Reform or Marie Le Pen or Trump, who promise to be, their country first, but end up being pro-corporation. Sooner or later, if you have a brain, you realize that these are flimsy propagandist, talking points in order to get the vast majority of people, which normally are, native born working class people, onto the side of the elite or elite propaganda puppeteer, whether it's Trump, Marie Le Pen, Nigel Farage, and instead, and therefore keep the system going. They need a kind of a form of kind of faux populism in order to get kind of the arousing support in our society, which is a democracy. If you want democracy to work, you first of all need an educated populace. If you don't have educated populace and people are, then you have society that is run by those who own the media, who own the means to transmit information, and therefore you can curate, you can control what people think about what's happening in the world, and therefore have people walk along, manufacture consent with regards to whatever you want them to believe, and people will literally be okay with their lives being destroyed if they can, if it's done in the service or whatever, with the narrative that is pushed for them, some greater cause that's been sent, or rather been written up in the newsrooms, in the strategists' room, the politicians' rooms, in order to, really, literally shepherd people into thinking a certain way and have them vote against their own personal interests. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you.